Well, folks, I didn't tell anyone I was going to pop on tonight. I said I'll pop on, have a chat, get the viewers up, have a chat with you just regards to the first half of the season, how we felt for the last 6 months, new manager. So these are all certainly welcome in on YouTube and X. I didn't go live on Facebook tonight, just wasn't in the mood for random people annoying me. So we're on YouTube. We're on where it's meant to be at. These are all certainly welcome in. Folks, I've done a transfer video as well, recorded transfer video as well. So please do get a chance to have a look at that as well. So halfway through the season, 8 points clear. Winter break is now in. Celtic won't be back for 3 weeks. It's going to be a long 3 weeks. But we'll be talking about players that we're linked with. We're going to be talking about memorable moments, memorable games. I'll do a few throwback players if you want me to do as well. Just tell me what you want. Hell, brother John Paul. Okay. Just tell me what you want me to do on the channel, and I'm open to discussion. I'm open to getting new content up, going out my comfort zone. So we're gonna talk about so far. We're gonna talk about this halfway through a season. Right, I'm gonna get rid of this particular thing. I know it's a lot. That's a lot of games. That's what we played so far, folks. That's what we played so far. Since the 5th of August, we kicked off the campaign against Ross County 4-2. That was Flag Day. Aberdeen away. Jeez, that feels like 2 years ago at this rate. That fixture. That's when Naroski picked up an injury. Welch picked up an injury after it. Carter Vickers picked up an injury. That's when an injury crisis happened. At Celtic, St. Johnson, that's when we start dropping points. Remember that game quite well. I'm sure we all remember that game quite well. Something that stains in the head. A lot of possession. That keeper was outstanding. And then the following game, the Glasgow Derby, a game that a lot of fans felt anxious going into. I was quite confident going into it. Good few of my friends were like, "Oh, they're gonna have a house. We don't have fans there and all this malarkey." We were obviously dropped points as well the previous game. I was quite optimistic going in. We nicked the result. And you didn't play the greatest style of football, but go away from home against your rivals and get a result like that set us up for the season. And there has been a lot of ups and downs this season, folks. You can't take it away that I'll just knock this off and I'll come back to it in a few minutes. You just can't take it away. We have turned the corner. We have turned the corner. I really believe we've turned the corner going into this winter break. Sorry. Beating Livy, beating Dundee, beating Rangers, and beating St. Mirren last night. Now, I didn't pop on to give me post-match reaction of what I thought of the game. I thought we played really well. I thought the football was very slick. Paulo Bernardo was out of this world with the 2 assists. The assist for Greg Taylor's goal was remarkable. Look at even the assist, the turn in the box for Matt O'Reilly's goal was remarkable. It was absolutely class. But get the comments in. How's it going, Michelle? How's it going? And CB the third. How's it going, Aidan? I hope you're doing well. How's it going, Football Edits? And how's it going, John Paul Glasgow as well? Hope you're doing well. There's 24 years in. If you have not subscribed to the channel, there is a beautiful button here. You need to find it now. It's gone on the hop. Oh, there it is there. That's that button. That's the button I'm looking to achieve on this channel. Many subscribers builds a bit more confidence in the camp. But let me know what's been your favorite game so far. Was it a derby last Saturday against them? Was it the result of Aberdeen earlier on the season? Was the result of Tynecastle? The football has not been comprehensive until I think the wake-up call after Hearts hit us. It hasn't been comprehensive. We've nicked results there and then. Look, it's mad to think we're still top of the table, and it's been a roller coaster. I said at the start of the season, we're going to have a lot of bumps and bruises, and we have to prepare for it. coming into a team, taking over a team that's done a treble, perfect, perfect style of football we played under Ange. Yeah, every team concedes goals, but the style of football to come in and put your own stamp on it and change the game, change the tactics. It's a lot. Brendan still questioned by the fans. I think a lot of fans are at the stage where he's accepted now. We've got two derby wins over them. If you can win the league back, well, we have the league anyway. If you can win the league and retain it at Celtic Park for another season, happy days. Happy days. And we can do a Scottish Cup as well. It's just a League Cup disappointment to start the season, really kicked us in the teeth. The Champions League was a learning curve for us as well, going into that Champions League and, getting laughed at as well. The Madrid game, 2-2, interesting game it was, but the away games were embarrassing. I was at the Atletico game. I thought we played really well on the night. Kyogo scoring, it was really good, and Palma scoring as well. Thought we gave Atletico Madrid a really good game. And I was going into that game nervous. I was going in, I was like, oh, this is going to be 2 or 3-0 to Atletico. And I have to say, I don't like writing our team off, but it's just, we're not a Champions League team, folks. And I know that win against Feyenoord might set us up for the next campaign. It just depends who we bring in the door. It really does. And this transfer window is a massive, massive transfer window. I've never, ever thought to myself, oh, I want 10 players gone in January. I've had 4 or 5 in the years I've done, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Aiden, I'll just remove you off the channel if you just keep putting that malarkey up. I know you're just trying to have a bit of banter, but it's actually just quite annoying. So I'll just remove you off the channel. So it's up to yourself. If you want to be sound as you were in the last podcast, go ahead. But I'm not literally. I just mute it. So the win at Ibrox was amazing with no fans. 100%, 100%. Even the second half of that game really turned the style on. We had a couple of chances against them. So yeah. So just 2 seconds now. There we go. Things are much better now. I don't have to look at that malarkey stuff. So let me know in the comments how you're feeling about the result yesterday. How you're feeling going into the second half of the season. What would you rate the performances so far? Just rate the whole collective of halfway through the season, where we are. And Brendan Rodgers forced six months in charge of Celtic for the second time. How would you rate halfway through the season out of 10 for you? For me, it would be a 6 out of 10. A 6 out of 10 because I just feel like, yes, we're top. I just feel the League Cup's departure has annoyed me. The Champions League disappointment has annoyed me. The recruitment has annoyed me. He's back the boards, Obviously the injury crisis frustrated us, and that's I don't know if it's the case that Brendan has a different philosophy of training these guys and they're picking up a lot of injuries. I really don't know. I feel like a 6 out of 10. I don't want to feel like I'm a spoiled brat saying that, folks. I just feel like the football has been really frustrating at times, but we have changed. We've turned a corner. The evidence is there. The evidence was there against Livy. The evidence was there against in Dens Park. We had players coming on and changing the game, and the jury's still out with Mikey Johnson. I think once we get Carter Vickers back in there, once we have Atate playing, we have Abada playing, we have Maeda playing. Once these lads come back from the Asian Cup, we have a full set team with new names. I think we'll dominate this league. I mean dominate. I was saying 6 or 8 points last week. I think we could go for 12 points. And I'm not confident because there's money in the bank. Brendan should know what players should be gone in this month. If it's a Turnbull, if it's a Mikey Johnston, if it's a Karabashi, or if it's an Idaguchi. I know there's been talk of Idaguchi, there's 2 teams chasing him. If it's a John Joe Kenny, if it's Johnny Kenny, sorry, not John Joe Kenny. John Joe Kenny plays for us in that disaster season. Players like that, at the end of the day, So 5 wins back to back. A very shaky first half of the season. I'm sure we've turned the corner, and the mob have nothing more to offer. They have a lot to offer, to be honest, John, because there's a lot of football to be played. Things could twist as much as I hate saying that. Um, they've lost to us, and they bounced back against Kilmarnock, and they haven't beaten us twice this season. We look like we are the better team because we're top. We beat them. You know, I won't be thinking the league is any way, shape, and form won in my eyes. I feel like there's two derbies left. We need to get the right players, in the building. And I mean a goalkeeper, I mean a left back, I mean a defensive midfielder. This centre back question of Scott McKenna it's beyond the joke. As I talked about it earlier on the channel, I wouldn't touch Scott McKenna. Someone's labelled him as a Scottish Harry Maguire. I completely agree. I just think he's overrated. He hasn't been playing much football, and I don't know why Steve Clark is still picking him for Scotland, to be honest. Plunge, how's it going? Keith, the real Celtic family have turned up. Well, it's mad to think 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was feeling like there's a bit of a crisis going on. It's mad how it's mad how much mood can change, how passionate we can get, how emotional we can get as fans. We see a few bad results, and we're it's stressing us out for a week, and we're coming on podcast and we're moaning about a manager, we're moaning about a player, we're moaning about the recruitment, we're moaning about the board, and that's just the demand we have. That's just the demand that is expected. You go on and do a treble last season. Last season is last season, but it's players that are in that core from last season that should have the leadership skills, should have the passion to go out and start winning games. And I think we have turned a corner. And you've seen the football last night. 4 6 minutes into the game, Maeda scores, O'Reilly scores. Second half. Now let's be honest. There was contact on Joe Hart. The guy put his foot out. I don't think he meant it intentionally, and that's being honest. Did it benefit Celtic? They went down to 10 men. Yes, we scored after it. I just feel like when teams go down 10 men against us, it's like they just park the bus and we go down a level. And I think we went down a level against Rangers on Saturday, to be honest. And that's why we love the green and white. 100%. 100%. So get your opinions across. Tell me how you're feeling about this. I'm gonna root up more pictures for you. I'm just gonna take this comment away for a second, William. Just 2 seconds now. It should have been frustrated. It should have been 7. It could have been 7 or 8. At the end of the day, we want to bring that goal difference up, don't we, Plunge? We want to bring that goal difference up. I know we're miles ahead, but like every goal is enjoying. You look back at the DVD, hopefully at the end of the season, and say, "Oh, that goal's a belter, wasn't it?" So, this is what I have for you. I know you all know the table already. Plunge, I'm gonna have to remove your comment just for a little second there, but this is the table. I just want to move this picture as well so you can see the full inside depth. So, top of the league looks great, doesn't it? Doesn't it look good? We've scored 53 goals so far in the league this season. We've conceded only 15. It feels like there's more, but I just think it's down to the frustrating style of football we're playing, where we had a lot of possession and we're dropping points. The points is I'm talking about St. Johnson and Hibs and Motherwell at home. Well, Hibs was obviously Easter Road. So there's been 3 draws so far, and the 3 draws I just talked about. The two defeats, St. Johnson and Hearts. Hard ones to take, always is. It's always hard to take defeats from anywhere, but we get stronger and we build from it. 17 victories, 39 goal difference, 38 goal difference. So we're 8 goals ahead of them. Now let's start putting the scoring boots on. That's getting Kyogo more goals, and our midfielder scoring remarkable amount of goals. Matt O'Reilly's been outstanding. I said it last night on the preview to the game. I knew Matt O'Reilly would score. A lot of people are saying Matt O'Reilly. It's just him away from goal or him away from home. Loves a goal. Loves a goal. John said it's bedwetters who haven't went through the hard times. Look, I'm on front with you. I didn't go through the hard times in the 90s, John, and I'll be honest. Didn't like football in the 90s. Wasn't into football. I didn't go through the whole Fergus McCann takeover. I didn't go through the whole early 90s of sack the board, get them out. Fergus comes in, saves the club. I didn't go through that. All I've went through is just success. Now, I've went through a stage where we lost the Scottish Cup final in 2016 and I couldn't get over for 2 or 3 weeks. But the following season, we made up for it by winning a treble under Brendan, and that's parcel of what happens with a football team. You win some, you lose some, you draw some, you pick up yourself and you get on with it. If your team loses back to back, you still back them. You still back them. I just feel like there's younger fans that doesn't know how to deal with a defeat. It's different for me because I have to come on and talk about it and analyze and say, well, look, we were quite poor. This player was that poor, and it's hard. It's hard to take in when you're seeing empty seats in the stadium. We're dropping points. And it could go one way or the other. It could keep going downhill, or you move uphill with it. And that's the reason why I understand where you're coming from, saying it is bedwetters, and we'll get on with it. As I said, we'll turn the corner, John. I don't know how far this trend will go up. We could dip. Hopefully, we don't dip, but we'll see what happens. Let's see, John Paul. I think it'll actually help them losing a player because it went more defensive. 100%. I think it's in the last 2 games. I just think if you're playing against the champions, you go down to 10 men. Your objective is to park the bus and not let them score more goals. And I know we scored another goal, but we'll see what happens. There's 31 people in tonight, folks. As I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's just a simple red and white click. There's been a lot. The channel's on its way up. I really appreciate the support from every single one of you that come on a daily basis. Keith, the Green Brigade have given the team a lift in recent performances. We need the Green Brigade to drive the atmosphere. We need the whole Celtic fan as a collective to drive the atmosphere. Yet the Green Brigade started and the boys started, but we need the fans as well. The fans that are sitting there. These are not corporate fans. You pay your season tickets. Start singing. Simple as that. It was the atmosphere on Saturday was electric. Watching it, sitting there watching it in a pub in Dublin, it was electric. And we need every fan on side. We don't need this divide of, RODGERS is not good enough to do the job. He's not going to win the league. I told you so. He should never come back. He's a merchant this, he's merchant that. He's in the job. Back him. As I said, the football hasn't been the greatest under him, and I can criticise that, and I'll be open my hand, but there has been some really good performances. At the same time, we're 8 points clear. I know I've judged the season overall as 6 out of 10 so far, but I think there's a lot of games to be played, and I think that could move up to maybe an 8 or 9 by winning the Scottish Cup, doing the whitewash over them, maybe even doing them in the Scottish Cup if we get them as well, and maybe double points. That will bring it up to a 9 or a 10. Be honest. Well, I know a 9 because we've lost out on the League Cup. I won on the future penalties. Look at Leith then 2 on the penalties. Like, the record is officially done now. He went 70 games or 69 games without conceding a penalty. Hi, I'm South Africa, Keith. I started watching Celtic from 1967, the great days. Where are you from, South Africa? Daniel, I know you're always writing the page. Thank you very much for tuning in as well. Hard to sing when you're sitting on your bum. You need to get rid of the seats. That's it. I understand it's the winter period and people are struggling with other stuff, and there's bigger things than football at times, folks. And I know a lot of people don't like them words being said, but there is bigger things out there more than football. And I'm one of them people that open up and say I've bigger things to focus on than Celtic and talk about YouTube. I've 2 kids to focus on. Their futures is more important than me talking about Celtic. Let's be honest. Their memories is more important. I'd rather see my kids happy going to a ball pin or going to a playground or having a laugh and feeling that one to one time with me than me being at Celtic Park and missing my kids in another country. Let's be honest, like, so I'll just be honest in that. I love the club. I moved over here for the club. I can't see where the club are. You all know how passionate I am about the club. And I'm looking forward to maybe going to Ross County the end of the month, maybe Kilmarnock, maybe one at St. Johnson as well. So I'm going to try to get a couple of more games in. Let's see what John Paul Glasgow says. The Green Brigade are great, but we shouldn't be up to them to bring the atmosphere. It's up to the fans 100%. It's up to the fans. Football is nothing without the fans. Simple as that. Go by that motto of the famous Jock Stein said. Yeah, we need to pull everyone together 100%. 100%. So John is saying Bernardo looks like a player. Rodgers now has a hard choice between him and Atate. Your thoughts, Keith? Obviously, you've seen the hug, yes, the emotional hug, Rio Atate. It's a headache. It's a good headache to have. Need a bit of Solvaline for that as well. We all know what Rio Atate is capable of. Rio Atate is unstoppable at times. You know, that's a 25 to 30 million player. Bernardo has been class the last 4 games. I criticise him. I'm eating my words now. It maybe took him time to settle. You know, people can be emotionally and passionate about a football team and about certain players not up to standards, which we do. But we need to understand as well, they're human beings. We don't know what's going on in their personal lives. And, you know, some players can just forget about that and tone the style on and just do their talking with their feet and score and provide assists and be a class player. But Bernardo, I'm not getting too attached to Bernardo because we're not going to sign him at the end of the season, folks. He's doing a job, but the answer to that is long term, Rio has to fight for his place. Going away to the Asian Cup, hopefully getting a bit of game time. If he has a good Asian Cup and Japan go all the way and maybe beat South Korea or Australia in the final, you know, Atate is putting price on his value. You know, we've signed Atate in a long-term deal. I think Atate will go places. I think O'Reilly will go places. And I think it's going to be very hard to keep Matt O'Reilly this transfer window. I know he signed a long-term deal the morning of the Motherwell game. He scored that day, scored a winner for us. That was a good goal. That was emotional times. Was it the 97th minute? But Bernardo, as I said, he's a good player, and that them 2 assists were class. His goal was class in the derby. His goal against Dundee. I want to get attached, and yeah, it's good to have a headache of more players in there. You know, hopefully we could have the 2 of them playing this. Even if O'Reilly was to pick up an injury or rest, we could play Atate and Bernardo. Time will tell. Once Brendan's putting a team out and all the players are on board, and it doesn't matter who plays. It really doesn't matter who plays, to be honest. Once they're all shown up and Callum can drive them and the fans can drive them to success, that's all we care about. John, I'm sorry if I didn't answer simple way of saying, or it's no, it's down to the. It could go down to Helicopter Sunday. Point. Gap difference. Time will tell. You know, Bernardo will be a replacement for. It's not a bad show. Not a bad show. I don't know how Benfica are going to let Celtic do business with Benfica in the past, with the likes of getting Jota there, and I know they were snapping when we agreed that loan to buy deal eventually down the line. But we'll see what happens with the likes of Bernardo. I'd love to see him long term at Celtic. If he's the answer, he's only in his early 20s. You know, he's playing well for the Portugal under 21s and stuff. So we'll see what happens. Your microphone's rubbish. Microphone's rubbish. Maybe microphone's rubbish. Is that better? Is that better? Give me a second now. Is that better? I'll just fix the settings on this. Now I hope that's a bit better for you, John, because I've checked the settings. It should be up a bit. Don't want to be shouting the house down as well. Plunge, yes. What does Plunge say? There's a problem with your audio. 2 seconds now. 2 seconds. Is that better? Okay, grand. Happy days. Happy days. Good stuff. I thought there was a problem. I do apologise to anyone, the 35 people that are watching, and the audio's not, or the audio doesn't sound the greatest. Sometimes when you speak into it, I don't want the echo going around. You're much better now, Keith. We're dropping in and out. I think it's down to the internet settings tonight, folks. I'm upgraded the broadband, so I don't know if that change is kicking in already. You know, I've upgraded the broadband. Trying to move up in the world. I'm about to get myself a new chair as well, a brand new computer chair. We're moving up with the podcast. You know, your internet is rubbish, 100%. No, sounds like a 70s commentary. Well, the microphone cost me 120 quid. So you're much better now. Hope you're keeping well. Ian, hope you're well. Good evening, James. How are you? So let's go back to these. Let's go back to this. I've routed out a few pictures for you. Let's see. These are the results again. So let's zoom in on this if we can. I don't even think we can zoom in. Can we? Can we move? Can we zoom in? No, we can't. I thought we could. Like the Hearts game away, the 4-1 game was an absolute belter. Aberdeen done well away against them. Aberdeen are currently struggling at the moment, as we all know. I don't know what's going to happen with Bojang. I don't know if we're going to go for Bojang. I don't know if this is going to happen. I know I keep repeating this guy on the channel, but I'm sorry, I'm not paying 5 million for him. Not a chance paying 5 million for him. Definitely not. His internet is rubbish. Oh, it is. It has been rubbish tonight. I'm not going to lie. It's been like literally took 20 minutes to upload a video for 9 minutes. A 9-minute video. So yeah, I do apologise that the internet, we're having a bit of trouble in the compound tonight. No, definitely not. Just seeing there, just 2 seconds. I think it's from Plunge. Play Carl, Mac, O'Reilly, Bernardo, and Atate. So what are you going to do? Play O'Reilly on the flank? You're going to play? I don't know. Don't know about that. I wouldn't play them all at the same time. Definitely not. You need to have a bit of depth in the bench. You need players. 3.5 million. Definitely would agree. Definitely would agree. There's a lot of people joining tonight. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, folks. It would be really appreciated. If I feel like I'm going around circles talking about the same stuff, throw a question at me. Throw a question. No! Aberdeen, 1.5 million. Well, 3-4-3. Plunge is saying 3-4-3. So you play Abade, Kyogo, and Palme, and then you play the 4 midfield. So that leaves us kind of vulnerable on the flanks. No. I know you're probably saying Carter Vickers, Naroski, Scales could push up. I'll look into changing. I'll look into doing that formation. Let me just look at it now. Actually, while I'm at it, I want to know your team, Plunge, so I can put up on the screen. 3-5-2. 3-5-2 would be better. What, we're not going to play another striker though. Brendan's not going to play another striker. RMC is great. Great to see. I have not been on here in months. Up to Glasgow Celtic. I hope you're well. Not me. I hope you're well. Don't worry about me. I'm grand. Not a bother. Keeping it lit. 3-5-2. Right. Give me a second while I'm here. I don't want you to think I'm being antisocial. I'm just going to root your brains for a minute, and we'll see what we can do. So let's have a look. These are saying 3-5-2. Now, do I have that formation on this? I should have the formation on it. There's a 3-5-2, right? 3-5-2. So put Vickers in there. 2 seconds, folks. 2 seconds. I'm not trying to be. So See what you think of this. Right, we could play. Now I would play him there. I'd stick him there. I would stick him there, and maybe no, maybe put him there, and Abada there. Now I'm gonna upload this, folks, and see what you think. See what you. This would be my formation if I had my way of doing it. So I always love I love a bit of toil opinion back. Right, so let's see. Top man. 44 people watching, folks. Tell me where you're tuning in from. If it's Scotland, if it's Ireland, if it's South Africa, if it's America, if it's Canada, if it's Australia, if it's New Zealand, if it's Fiji, Singapore, you know, the Virgin Islands. So let me know where you're tuning in from. I just don't know how to say. I'm just chilling from my gaff, Keith. So let's see. I'm just going to upload this. Second now. Oh, great, James, great. Always on the top form. Always commenting on the channel to say where you're tuning in from. Good stuff. See now. Let's upload this. Hope he's like the new picture as well. So like, just give me 1 second. I was going to remove the working? Is it not working? It should be working, San Fran. Can you not hear me? Let me know. Let me know if you can't hear me. Be interesting because people are complaining about the volume tonight. Let me know if you can't hear me. 2 seconds, folks. Oh, I can hear you. I don't know what's going on. Hello from Canada. You're back now. Good. So, another one here. Get rid of this comment. 2 seconds now. Second now. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Let's see. So this is the stats so far for this season in the league. Matt O'Reilly with 10 goals. Kyogo with 8 goals. Davy Turnbull with 7 goals. Lewis Palmer with 5. O with 5. Most assists, Lewis Palmer with 9. Not bad. He's not been a bad player since he came in, has he been? No. Matt O'Reilly with 7. Callum with 5. It's even feel like Callum's after getting 5. Kyogo with 3 and Maeda with 2. So what did you think of that so far, folks? It's called my lineup. The app is, James. It's on the Google Store. It's free to download. My lineup. It's called. I don't know what he's on about, honestly. I didn't mean to do that. Jesus. But yeah. But anyways, folks, I'm going to jump off because podcast the audio is ruined. The audio has ruined the podcast tonight. I'll work on getting the audio sorted tomorrow, and we'll have a proper chat tomorrow as well. I said, if you haven't seen the transfer video, do tune in. I've done a video there about chatting about goalkeepers, centre backs, left backs, strikers. Have a look at it. I appreciate the numbers tonight as well. It's just there's obviously been problems with the microphone, problems with the internet connection, and it's just typical when the weather goes bad, it just goes down. So thank you very much for tuning in, folks. I will be back tomorrow night for a chat which is properly, and I'll get everything all sorted then. All right. Thanks very much for tuning in. All the best.